All right, Watership Down, Audiobook, Episode 16, Silverweed. Well done, said Hazel, as Dandelion ended. He's very good, isn't he? Said Silver. We're lucky to have him with us. It raises our spirits just to hear him. That'll put their ears flat, whispered Bigwig. Let's see them find a storyteller to beat him. They were all in no doubt that Dandelion had done them credit. Ever since their arrival, most of them had felt out of their depth amongst the magnificent, well-fed strangers with their detached manners, their shapes on the wall, their elegance, and their evasion to almost all questions, and above all, their fits of un-rabbit-like melancholy. Now, their own storyteller had shown that they were not a mere bunch of tramps. Certainly, no reasonable rabbit could withhold admiration. They waited to be told as much, and after a few moments realized with surprise that their host evidently less enthusiastic. Very nice, said Cowslip. He seemed to be searching for something more to say, but then repeated. Yes, very nice. An unusual tale. But he must know it surely, muttered Blackberry to Hazel. I've always think these traditional stories retain a lot of charm, said another one of the rabbits, especially when it's told in the old-fashioned spirit. Yes, said Strawberry, conviction. That's what it needs. You really have to believe in El and Prince Rainbow, don't you? Then all the rest follows. Don't say anything, Bigwig, whispered Hazel, for Bigwig was scuffing his paws indignantly. You can't force them to like it if they don't. Let's wait and see what they can do themselves. Out loud, he said, Our stories haven't changed in generations, you know. Above all, we haven't changed ourselves. Our lives have been the same as our fathers and their fathers before them. Things are different here. We realize that. And we think your new ideas and ways are very exciting. We're all wondering what kind of things you tell stories about. Well, we don't tell the old stories very much, said Cowslip. Our stories and poems is mostly about our lives here. Of course, the shape of laburnum that you have saw, that's old-fashioned now. El doesn't mean much to us. Not that your friend's story wasn't very charming, he added hastily. El is a trickster, said Buckthorn, and rabbits always need tricks. No, a new voice at the further end of the hall beyond Cowslip. Rabbits need dignity and, above all, the will to accept their fate. We think Silverweed is one of our best poets we've had for many, many months, said Cowslip. His ideas have a great following. Would you like to hear him now? Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, shit, yeah. But said voices from all sides. Silverweed. Hell yeah, kick ass. Tell him, Silverweed. Hazel, said Fiber suddenly. I want to get a clear idea of this Silverweed. I don't dare go any closer myself. Will you come with me? Why, Fiber? Whatever you mean. What is there to be afraid of? Oh, Frith, help me, says Fiber, trembling. I can smell him from here. He terrifies me. Oh, Fiber, don't be absurd. He smells the same as the rest of them. He smells the barley raining down and left to rot in the fields. He smells like a wounded mole that can't get underground. He smells like a big fat rabbit to me with a lot of carrots inside. But I'll come with you. When they edged their way through the crowd to the far end of the burrow, Hazel was surprised to realize that Silverweed was a mere youngster. In the settled-forward warren, no rabbit of his age would have been asked to tell a story, except for a few friends alone. He had a wild, desperate air, and his ears twitched continuously. As he began to speak, he seemed to grow less and less aware of his audience and continued to turn his head, as though listening for some sound audible only to himself from the entrance of the tunnel behind him. But there was an arresting fascination in his voice, like the movement of wind and light on a meadow. And his rhythm entered into his hearers, the whole burrow became silent. The wind was blowing over the grass. It shakes the willow catkins, the leaves shine silver. Oh, where are you going, wind? Far, far away? Over the hills and over the edge of the world. Take me with you, wind, high over the sky. I will go with you. I will be the rabbit of the wind. Into the sky, the feathery sky and the rabbit. The stream is running over the gravel. Though the brook lime, the kingcups, the blue gold of spring. Where are you going, stream? Far, far away. Beyond the heather, sliding away all night. Take me with you, stream, away in the starlight. I will go with you. I will be the rabbit of the stream. Down through the water, the green water and the rabbit. In autumn, leaves come blowing, yellow and brown. They rustle in the ditches, they tug, they hang on the hedge. Where are you going, leaves? Far, far away? Into the earth we go with the rain and the berries. Take me with you, leaves. Oh, take me on your dark journey. I will go with you. I will be the rabbit of the leaves. In the deep places of the earth and the rabbit. Frith lies in the evening sky. The clouds are red about him. I am here, Lord Frith. I am running through the long grass. Oh, take me with you, dropping behind the woods, far away to the heart of light, the silence. For I'm ready to give you my breath, my life, the shining circle of the sun and the rabbit. Fiber listened and showed a mixture of intense absorption and horror. At one and the same time, he seemed to accept every word, yet to be stricken with fear. Once he drew his breath as though startled to recognize his own half-known thoughts. And the poem was ended. He seems to be struggling to keep to himself. He bared his teeth and licked his lips, as Blackberry had done before the dead hedgehog on the road. A rabbit in fear of an enemy will sometimes crouch stock still, either fascinated or else trusting to its natural inconspicuousness to remain unnoticed. But then, unless fascination is too powerful, there comes to a point when keeping still is discarded and the rabbit, as though breaking a spell, turns in an instant to its other resource, flight. So it seems to be with Fiber now. Suddenly he leaped up, began to push his way violently across the great burrow. Several rabbits were jostled and turned to him angrily, but he took no notice. Then he came to a place where he would push between two heavy Warren bucks. He became hysterical, kicking and scuffling, and Hazel, who was behind him, had difficulty in preventing a fight. My brother, sort of a poet too, you know, he said to the briskling strangers. Things affect him very strongly sometimes. He doesn't always know why. One of the rabbits seemed to accept what Hazel had said, but the other replied, "Oh, another poet? Let's hear him then. That'll be some return for my shoulder anyway. He scratched a great tuft of fur out." Oh, fucking dick. Fiber was already beyond them and thrusting towards the further entrance tunnel. Hazel felt that he must follow him, but after all the trouble he himself has taken to be friendly, he felt so cross at the way in which Fiber had antagonized their new friends that he passed Bigwig. And he says, "Come with me and help me to get some sense into him. The last thing we want is a fight now." He felt that Fiber really deserved a short touch of Bigwig. I'm gonna let Bigwig slap him around a little bit. That's what I would have done. They followed Fiber up the run and overtook him at the entrance, but either of them could say a word. He turned and began to speak as though they had asked him a question. "You felt it then? And you want to know whether I did?" "Of course I did. That's the worst part of it. There isn't any trick. He speaks the truth. As long as he speaks the truth, it can't be folly. That is what you're going to say, isn't it?"
No.
Oh, bloody hell.
No.
He's going to ruin this, goddammit. "I'm not believing you, Hazel. I felt myself move towards him like one cloud drifting into another. But then, at the last moment, I drifted wide. Who knows why? It wasn't my own will. It was an accident. There was some little part of me that carried me wide of him. Did I say the roof of that hill was made of bones? No, it's like a great mist of folly that covers the whole sky. We'll never see to go by Frisk's light anymore. Oh, what will become of us? A thing can be true and be desperate folly, Hazel." "What on earth is all this?" said Hazel to Bigwig in perplexity. "He's talking about that lop-eared nitwit of a poet down there," answered Bigwig. "I know that much. But why he seems to think we shall want more to have anything to do with him and his fancy talk. That's more I can imagine. You can save your breath, Fiber. The only thing that's bothering us is the row you started. And as for Silverweed, All I can say is, I'll keep Silver, and he can be just plain weed. Fiber gazed at him with eyes that, like a fly, seems larger than his head. You think that, he said. You believe that. But each of you in his own way is stick in that mist. Where is Hazel interrupted him as Fiber did so, startled. Fiber, I won't pretend that I didn't follow you up here to speak angrily. You endangered our good start in this warren. In danger? Cries Fiber. In danger? Why, the whole place. Be quiet. I was going to be angry, but you're obviously so upset that it would be pointless. But what you are going to do now is to come underground with the two of us and sleep. Come on. And don't say any more for the moment. One respect in which rabbits' lives are less complicated than those of humans, as they are not ashamed to use sports. Having no alternative, Fiber accompanied Hazel and Bigwig into the burrow where Hazel had spent the previous night. There was no one there, and they lay down and slept. There you go. Episode 16, called Silverweed. Are there any kind of grapes, grimes, grumbles?
Look at Fiber got his ass kicked.
Well, he didn't physically get trashed, but apparently Mr. Senior Poet or whatever is obviously making a rough time for everybody. So, I don't know, dude. Fiber, to me, has always been a bit of a dickhead. You know, I've always, even in the book, even in the TV show, in the Netflix special, and the movie, Fiber was always a fucking weirdo and a spaz. But, you know, I guess they have to put up with it. So, I guess the grumpy old guy's got nothing more to say. He's too busy shooting stuff.
Too busy getting my butt kicked.
Yeah, see, and his lousy phone call kind of slowed things down. So there you go. Episode 16, Silverweed, a Watership down audiobook.